right, in today's video, we are going to be talking about a really important, very current topic, and that is how does social media affect teenagers' mental health? Incredibly important topic. We'll be diving into that next. Social media has a significant impact on teenage mental health. We're going to be talking about things like psychological traps, social comparison, sleep deprivation, but we also want to look at solutions to the problem. How can we help you have a safe digital life? And what sort of reforms might we need to do? We're going to talk about all those things in this video. So what are these psychological traps? Well, social media is designed to be dopamine releasing apps. And dopamine is the internal chemistry of drug addiction. All right, so you get hooked on dopamine because it's like that runner's high kind of thing. That's what they are trying to build in through things like getting comments and scrolling down and these activities, and they are purposely trying to get you hooked onto the social media platform so you stay there. This has huge implications for teenage mental health and screen addiction, which is becoming a serious problem. Now, social media tends to be a little bit more of an issue for teenage girls than the guys, but the phone app games and even some of the social aspect of the gaming tends to be a little bit more than the guys. But social media as the platforms do impact both guys and girls. I've seen this with my youngest son compared to his oldest brother, 4 years older. Social media is a thing with them, but I have seen they are, both of them, very social. So we've had kids over in our basement from like middle school through high school, college, and I've gone down the basement, check on them going on, and what are they doing? They're all with their face buried into their phone. They aren't even socializing with each other. They are buried into looking at what somebody's commenting on Instagram or some video people are posting, and they are doing that scrolling thing. I see it all the time. I've seen the issue in schools. It is a problem that we are finally becoming more aware of, and we need to address it. One of these kind of more specific traps, especially for young women, is social comparison. So they're going in and they are seeing somebody's posting some video about themselves, something that they're doing, something they've accomplished, something that they begin to compare themselves and go, oh, look how good looking this person is, or look at what they're doing working out was, look at the grades that they got, and they begin to think worse of themselves. And then they look at another video and it's this trap of like they aren't performing good enough, adds a tremendous anxiety in their own mind. Then they have to try to think they have to up it. So they begin to try to, make better pictures, better videos, show how much better they are. And there's a lot of pressure to do that for real, but also begin to fake it on social media. And it becomes this cycle, very anxiety inducing, again, more so for teenage girls, but it impacts guys as well. This idea of living up to some fake standard by somebody else that you don't even know because you've seen it on social media. So students are using their phones a lot. And students who use it for more than 3 hours a day have a significant increase in sleep deprivation. The blue screen, the lights from the screens cause a change in the melanoma that your body produces, and that impacts sleep. not only that, but the whole social kind of like they're getting addicted to that. So at night, they are staying up late on social media, talking with other people. I've had students who have sleep deprivation issues, that they're falling asleep in class, and they are staying up late at night on their phones, on social media, sometimes gaming on their phones with other people, on their computers also. It's not just phones, but phones is a huge thing. The whole social media, texting, Instagram, posting, scrolling, looking at YouTube videos, all that kind of stuff. They've had a hard time staying awake in classes because they aren't getting the sleep. That increases the likelihood of depression and anxiety. It's not good. All right, not getting enough sleep is not good. It's not good for your body, your mind, your spirit, your soul. And kids who are using the phone more than 3 hours a day are far more likely not to get the necessary sleep. And those numbers of using the phone more than 3 hours are getting higher and higher all the time. So, how do we develop digital health, mental health? Because the phones aren't necessarily going to go away. There is some valuable benefits to social media. I use social media all the time in my business world. It's I don't necessarily like saying that, but where I am at it professionally in my business, I need it. So I am very careful about how often I use it. And I have become conscious, like, all right, it's 7 o'clock at night, I'm done for the day, what have you. My phone's going away from me. There are times during the day where I have to be working at my computer, what have you. Phone's going to be away from me. I don't need to be looking at social media updates or text updates constantly. Get it away from me. Put it away. Your awareness is the first step to change. Looking at how many hours you're on the phone, because they have the data right on your phone, and where you're spending that. Doing a time audit is incredibly valuable. I am going to, like my children, I haven't necessarily done a good job about when they were younger mandating that, but don't bring it into your room at night, right? Don't let your kids bring it into the room at night. Make them leave it downstairs on the charger before they go to bed. That's a simple kind of little solution. I'm not saying it's easy. You might get some pushback, but as a parent, we need to take some of those steps. When I look at my son's groups, right, and they're down in the basement, like they all got their phones right with them, and they can't even watch a movie or a football game or just watch that without going to phones and constantly scrolling and checking things out. Like, guys, let's keep the phone away. Go put it over there on the bar over there, and like don't have it with you, so you guys can hang out and talk and communicate with each other. Those are simple steps to begin to help this whole mental health aspect from screen addiction and social media addiction that is paralyzing young people. While the initial kind of control of this really does belong at the individual level, family level, there are some things we would want to debate and discuss societally to help curb this growing problem. And it is a growing problem. So if tech companies are designing these apps and things to be addictive, well, that's something that we might need to kind of regulate and say, no, you can't design it this way when you know that psychologically these actions kind of gearing you towards addiction. Goes back to like what cigarette companies did. They knew what they were doing, putting things in the cigarettes to really increase the addiction level. Like, no, right? Like no. So regulations such as that might be something we want to be debating and discussing. There are other things like age restrictions, like how young should people be to be able to access social media, right? When I see like elementary school kids on their phone, like it kills me. No, there's no need for that. So age restrictions could help with that as well. So those are just some of the things societally we would want to be able to discuss and debate and have conversations about, because some things might need to be done at that level. This is a very important topic, deep topic. 10-minute videos, really hard to cover everything. Please consider subscribing to my channel. Check out other videos as well. We're going to be getting into some more topics similar to this, important information. So besides subscribing and checking out my other videos, you might also be interested in registering for one of our free webinars, in particular, emotional hygiene. And that's going to talk about some of these emotional issues that you can really help have your team watch it too, so that they can learn some of these things at a deeper level than this 10-minute video. So check that out, and I'll see you in the next video.